Hello, everyone. Kia ora. Welcome to our webinar. My name is Priyanka, and I'll be the host of today's webinar, where we will be speaking about exploring pathways to New Zealand residence visa. And while we talk about this topic, we have our speakers with us. So we have a licensed immigration advisor, Ms. Vandana Rai, and we have representatives from International College of Auckland. And just before we get started, and just to set the ground rules, would request each one of you to please type your questions in the Q&A box, which will be answered after the discussions of the current topic. And now moving ahead, just to give you a brief about who we are. So the name of our company is New Zealand Immigration Advisors Limited, and we are a New Zealand-based organization with a head office based in Auckland. We have a group of 4 licensed immigration advisors. We have handled clients from over 30 countries and got them to New Zealand. We have a support staff of over 6 different nationalities. We are in this immigration industry for over 20 plus years. We are locally based in India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Philippines, and Middle East. We are the most reviewed licensed immigration advisor in New Zealand. So that's about us. Now, moving ahead to talk about our speakers. So, the first one we have is our senior licensed immigration advisor, Ms. Vandana Rai, who is also a migrant and possesses an unusually well matched set of skills that make her a good fit for the role of licensed immigration advisor. Since beginning of her career as a New Zealand licensed immigration advisor, she has counted herself among the fortunate few who can easily put themselves in their client's shoes, empathize with their concerns, and offer advice based on her extensive experience and training. She's currently a member of the board of the New Zealand Association of Migration and Investment and was a member of the Immigration Advisors Authority referral group for 2016. Now, we'll talk about our next speakers. So I'll start with the International College of Auckland. So the first one we have is Mr. Arthur Graves. His story reflects a unique blend of executive and governance leadership at national and regional levels in government, the secondary and vocational education sectors, and the professional sports. The next one we have is Dr. Mustafa Fadel. Dr. Mustafa Fadel has academic and industrial experience of some 22 years in the field of mechanical and materials engineering. He has experience in teaching, supervising, and co-supervising undergraduate and postgraduate students. He has authored or co-authored over 40 articles in referred journals, book chapters and proceedings. The next one we have is Mr. Namit Patil, who is the marketing director. So Namit has a passion for helping students achieve their career goals and truly cares about their well-being. He is an MBA and has an ongoing aspiration to create an amazing learning environment and help students or teams achieve the desired success. So the next one is Flo Jasmine Ray, who is a student support and pastoral care manager. She's from Philippines and she manages student support for all students, including offers, attendance, behavioral, welfare, and pastoral issues. She's also responsible for the induction of new students. And the last one amongst our speakers is Himani, who is also an industry pathway manager with International College of Auckland. So we welcome all our speakers for our today's webinar. And now I would like to pass on to Namit, who will now talk about International College of Auckland, the programs that they offer. So Namit, over to you.
Thanks, Priyanka. Thank you so much for a very good introduction of everyone. And what I'm going to actually do is sometimes I may assume a role of being a student because I came to New Zealand as a student. And sometimes I may ask questions to panelists, which includes Team ICA, as Priyanka introduced us, and a very, very competent and an amazing team of Immigration Advisors New Zealand. I've known them for over a decade, and Man, boy, they have done very difficult cases, easy cases, and also tracked the student journey end to end. And that is why today we are focusing on civil and electrical engineering courses with ICA. And my presentation would just brush through what exactly we have as an offering for international students. And I will also discuss about the scholarship prize, etc., at later stage, if you ask those questions. So Priyanka and the team, very briefly, are you able to see the screen?
Yes, Namit, very
Yes.
well. Okay.
So basically, in a nutshell, ICA is all about engineering, IT technology. We also offer pathway courses which lead to AUT, which is one of the ranked university, or Griffith University in Australia. So about ICA, more than 20 years, we are recognized by NZQA, and one of the pillars of our courses is engineering. And that is why I really wanted to invite Mr. Arthur Graves to actually talk about his messaging to audience to start off with. He's our chief executive and share his insights and his messaging to audience across the world. Because Arthur, today we will have a lot of students attending this live, but you will have hundreds and thousands of students also seeing the recording of this event. So back to Arthur with his messaging to audience and international students.
Thank you, Namit. Kia ora, tatou katoa, ngā mihi nui kia koto. That is a Māori greeting, a very simple Māori greeting to you all. Welcome to the webinar and welcome to International College of Auckland. I want to thank you for joining us tonight. And I want to also thank the team behind me who have organised things and have put together this wonderful opportunity for you. So, kia ora. I have been in education a long time, and I've recently been invited to become part of the International College of Auckland team, and I've been very, very impressed with what I've seen so far. In the short time I've been here, I've been able to get a sense of what we need to do for students and for the International College of Auckland. The starting point really is that we've been fortunate to have a new investor who has been able to get behind us and is encouraging us to reposition and to think about ICA 2.0, if you like. So my view in very simple terms of the strategy that we're about to undertake is that we want to reposition the International College of Auckland as a specialist engineering and technology school. One that will focus on having multiple pathways for young people, or not so young people, to enter New Zealand and enter our workforce and become residents if they so wish. Now, the idea here from our perspective is to now build those pathways for you to do that. And the focus is going to be on the outcome of our relationships with industry, which we already have some good, strong relationships at tutor level, but at organisational level, we want to go a step further and build very clear industry pathways for our engineering students and for our technology students. We also want to add to our portfolio of opportunities by growing into postgraduate programs. And we are in the process of applying for our first of these at the present. Thirdly, we would like to ensure that you have more than one visa pathway available to you. So we are looking to connect our courses to not only the post-study work visa option, which is the more traditional and commonly known option available to students, but we also would look at our accredited employer work visas, which is an even more and stronger route into jobs, because we would be connecting you directly with industry before you had to apply for your visa. So you would have you would more than likely have a job already and get your visa on the basis of your contribution to New Zealand industry. So that is really where I'm coming in. My job is now to organise and refresh the organisation to be able to achieve these goals. Right? So I'll just quickly run through that again. The three main changes that you'll notice around ICA is that we are expanding our post-study work options. We are looking at our accredited and building into an accredited employer work option, and we are expanding into postgraduate pathways, which will offer other pathways through to industry and employment, as well as universities. Sure.
Thanks, Arthur. That sounds amazing. And when I came here as a student, I could actually see that how much value these days the technical courses have compared to something like MBA. So when you talk about industry pathway, we actually have a very strategic pathway with recruiters, then actual employers, not just top employers, but also starting from the bottom, because New Zealand is all about small businesses. So this ICA 2.0 sounds really exciting, especially making us stand out compared to the universities and ITPs because of that individual attention towards the student journey. And where immigration advisors fit in is where the students who opt for PSW and residency pathway, and they need right direction and guidance. So I think we come as a team together and potentially talk about very specific course outcomes. So I think one of the first ones that I wanted to cover was civil engineering. It's a 240 credits course, as you can see on the screen. And our focus is on building and construction. Now, the course is really technical. So when I was attending some of the classes recently, I could feel and believe that a lot of students gave a feedback that the in-class experience in ICA is completely different than students coming from Brazil, China, India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Thailand, etc. It's very industry driven, it's practical. So you will be doing technical courses like engineering, drawing and graphics, working on AutoCAD and a lot of softwares, and do the actual design work and present it to the teachers. And potentially Mustafa can talk a bit more on that with about in-class experience at later stage. But timber and steel structure and quite a few of industry projects that we do are related to you connecting to the real audience, connecting to the real employers. So it's a great pathway to have that practical outcome. And that is why even if you're a bachelor's degree, you can apply with us to see how many cross credits, if you're eligible, you may take, and then complete the course and then plan your post-study work and your pathway to residency. But that advice can be given by Vandana and Himanshu and his team. We cannot give immigration advice. So moving on, in civil engineering, again, this is the section which probably Vandana can cover in terms of what are your post-study work rights, what are the specific job outcomes that you're looking for, especially as a technician, and how many years of post-study work rights do you get in terms of immigration policy. The second bit that I really wanted to talk about, and this is an exciting area for me because I worked with Vodafone Australia for a long time. I was a team leader there in Vodafone Australia in retentions team. So our specialty, our key area in electrical engineering is electronic and telecommunication networks. You know how the technology is moving forward. So especially electronic engineering technician roles have been on high demand. And some of you may have to look at it in the occupation outlook, but that is a sort of a future that we are looking at. And again, for the post-study work rights, I will have Vandana ji to potentially discuss at some stage. So besides civil and electrical, we also offer mechanical engineering. And very briefly, if Mustafa can tell us a bit about mechanical engineering, how's the experience for engineers, whether it's civil, electrical, or mechanical, in class? Would you like to share your thoughts with the students across the world?
Yeah. So, hi everyone. Before I start to explain what kind of the benefits or advantage we give to the students, as especially the people who is graduated with the bachelor from their background. So our systems, I'm now talking about the engineering, develop level 7. We have three types of students. We have one who is graduated bachelor. We give him 1 year cross credit. And who is graduated diploma, we give him 1 year and a half. And who is completed level 5 certificate, we give the 2 years program, 240 credit. This is the basic. So if you look to the, if you share can you share the presentation, Namit, please, and go to the civil. Yeah. So if you see to go to the, I give you just one example. If you see to the structural systems, so most of the civil engineering he knows because diploma and this one has specially construction. He already studied the structural system. But what kind benefit advantage if he come back again to study in our college? So here in the structural systems, as engineering, all of us, we know we have standards. And these standards is different from country to country. So who is working in the civil, they have some of the standards with the structure or construction system. So the first thing to teach the students is to be, how will be familiar with the NZ market. NZ market as the civil engineer. So we have different manual. If you go to the India, they have standard manuals. It's different from the NZ standard manuals. So the first thing we focus that the students, after he graduated, he will not shock when he got to the construction area or whatever. He will find something is already done in our college. If also if the just 1 year and just the basic, but he knows that this manual is important. And this manual we have already bring to him, and we teach him what kind of the standards he should be followed. So this is one thing. And normally in our classes also, this is just for the civil and similar to the electrical and mechanical. And we try to focus on the special softwares. I think who is a study structural systems, maybe he doesn't do the ETABS. This is the special software for the structural system we use here. We develop the skill in like industrial part or whatever. We have some like assessments called is field research. Field research, we ask the students, he go to the field. He asks the questions by himself to answer. He wants to know if he graduated, where he should be go, what he needs for his next step. So this is the things we will, and of course, all of us as academic, we have course outcomes approval from the NZTQ, and we should be achieve these course outcomes for the students. Again, to focus on the industrial part. Like we have also seminars, we have the industrial visit. So I think 2 times, 3 times per year, we take the students to the industrial, to the field. And our courses is maybe some of the students, especially who is a studies bachelor, he seeing some of the familiar name to the course. But the course outlines totally different. The assessments outcomes is different from their background. I'm not saying that it is totally different, no. But as we mentioned, we focus on the NZ market in everything, standards or whatever.
Yeah.
That's and of course for the softwares, we have a lot of softwares. I cannot now mention that what kind of the softwares we use in the mechanical or whatever, because each course have that different softwares used.
So I think it's really good to know that when students are studying abroad, compared to when they come here, the mode of study becomes from theory to practice. A lot of project-driven study, a lot of practical studies. In ICA campus, you'll see a lot of exciting projects. I was amazed with Mustafa's classroom and the amount of projects they've done. And they were showing me the engineering and mechanical projects. It's just really inspiring. So thank you, Mustafa, for your comments. I'm going to move forward with the presentation, coming back to the mechanical. We are focused on automotive in mechanical. And obviously, this session is particularly for civil and electrical, but I'm going to cover very briefly about IT as well. So basically, besides what we discussed so far, we also have level 5 IT leading to AUT, where you can do bachelor's. So in 3 years, you can complete your AUT pathway if you are pursuing bachelor's in IT, or you can go to Griffith University, Australia. So it shows about the trust that ICA has in context of the universities. These are ranked universities who want to work with ICA because of the pastoral care, the student support, the educational outcome that we offer. In terms of industry pathway, I think one of the key areas that Himani and her team are focusing on is finding relevant employment. So I think during Q&A, we'll talk a bit more about it, but finding relevant employment is of pivotal importance for students, and then their journey starts right from day one. So they are studying, but also working towards their soft skills, where we are actually preparing them for CV writing, networking, especially with engineers. Their soft skills need some extra time to be developed, especially when they have good technical skills. Investing in soft skills would mean understanding New Zealand etiquettes, CV designing, interview preparation, the importance of referral network, campus placements, and then going to the industry. So there's a lot of work. You'll have a calendar to work with in terms of your employment readiness preparation. And then the last bit from professional development perspective will be more of whether the teachers would look at whether you need some technical skill sets. Do you want to add something additional to get your outcome better in terms of industry engagement? So we have a proper plan around it. And once you join us, we share the exact pathway to that. Now, the last bit before going to the New Zealand pathway and handing it over to Team Vandana ji and Priyanka, I just wanted to say that we have a special pricing option for 2023. So you save almost 10,000 New Zealand dollars if you're applying for your offer of place, and even if you're coming next year. So next year, we're going to increase the price between $5,000 to $10,000. So speak to Team Immigration Advisors New Zealand about Level 7 program, 240 credits, whether you're eligible for RPL, recognition of prior learning if you're bachelor's or not. How does that affect your PSW or your residency pathway or your green list pathway to Team Immigration Advisors New Zealand? So watch out for that scholarship this year. You can apply before 31st December 2023. And once you get the offer, even conditional offer, you can literally come for our Feb intake or April intake or July intake, September intake or December intake. Because our delivery is block-wise, each 9 weeks. So we keep it flexible for students. So I'm handing it over to Priyanka and Vandana to probably talk a bit more about the PSW, the what Arthur said about accredited employer work visa options for those who can graduate and go into the sector, and then green list and how Immigration Advisors New Zealand can contribute towards your student journey. So, Vandana ji, back to you and Priyanka.
Right. Thank you, Namit, for giving that brief about the courses the programs that are being offered by International College of Auckland. That was really detailed. And like you rightly said, I will pass it on to Vandana ma'am just to touch base upon the post-study work visa. Um, so over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Priyanka, and thanks, Namit, and thanks, everyone, for giving all the information for the programs that you offer. So yeah, we do have a lot of questions from attendees asking what are the pathways to New Zealand post completion of these two programs. So if I talk about the diploma in electrical engineering and diploma in civil engineering. So before we give more information program wise, I wanted to explain what are the post study work visa options for programs which are not degree programs. So as per the immigration instruction W3 3.1A, so a qualification which is at level 4 to 7 on the New Zealand qualification framework that has been specified on the list of qualification eligible for post-study work visa, which is listed on Appendix 13, and I'll take you there as we move on. That has been studied full-time in New Zealand for full duration required to obtain that qualification, makes the applicant eligible to then apply for post-study work visa. Now, if we go on the Appendix 13, I would read the qualifications which are listed there. Just give me a sec. So we do have New Zealand Diploma in Civil Engineering, Building and Construction, Level 7, which is one of the programs that is offered by ICA, and they can then work as a civil engineer technician on the post-study work visa. On Appendix 13, we also have New Zealand Diploma in Electrical Engineering, Level 7, and again, they can work as electrical engineering technician on the post-study work visa. So these were the options, study post completion of the study program. And I would be taking further questions on the green list pathways, or what are the options leading to residence post completion of these programs. Over to you, Priyanka. We can now take the question and answers that we've been getting. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you, ma'am, for shedding light on it. So yes, now we would move to our next segment, which is Q&A, and my favorite topic, because yes, a lot of doubts get cleared over here. Uh, so we'll get started with the first question that we have is ICA an NZQA Category 1 rated college? So yeah, Namit, would you like to answer that question?
Yes, Priyanka, we are category 2 actually recognized by NZQA. But if you look at our NZQA ER report, which is last audits, you'll see that NZQA is confident about our delivery. And the engineering outcomes have been really robust. So our passing rate, our employment rate, our graduate outcome data is pretty strong and robust. So a very good question.
Thank you. So the next one that we have, so the participant has asked, I'm graduated in civil engineering. I'm planning to move. If I have taken level 7, will I take dependent also? After I completed level 7, how to extend my visa for further to be eligible for a PR? And there are many different is there any difference between construction management and construction project management? There is any salary difference between level 7 and level 9 programs? So yes, ma'am, I think this is more for you to answer. There are four set of questions.
Yeah.
Would you like me to
No, that's fine.
ask you the questions on?
Because there are
Let's take it.
few for which we would probably need more information, and I'll request
Right.
the attendee to probably get in touch with us so we have more information. But yes, one thing is that New Zealand does believe in family unification. So, if you're doing a program, and the partner would definitely be eligible to accompany while one of the partner studies, be it on a partnership based visitor visa, be it on a partnership based work visa, and definitely allows the family to be together. When somebody is on a post study work visa, the partner is then eligible to apply for a partnership based work visa, which allows open work conditions as well. And then if you're eligible for residence, we'll have to see get more information on the salary, the job. So we'll have to see what job you are getting, because green list is a list of occupations. So it really depends on what occupation are you getting the job offer, and then moving backward and seeing if you're meeting the qualification requirement for that occupation. So I would advise you to please send us more details, and we will give you a tailored advice to your situation. Yeah, thanks.
Thank, thank you. So to send your information or any questions that you may have, you can definitely write to us on an email address, which is contact@nzimmigration.info. All right. And yes, we have mentioned our email address on a chat box, so you can definitely copy that email address and you can write to us on that email address. So moving forward, the next question that we have, can I continue my studies after completing a diploma in electrical engineering? I think you have touched base, but do you want to just elaborate a bit, Namit? Or would
Uh,
someone else like to answer that?
Priyanka,
Yeah,
can you just repeat that question? Let me understand
sure.
it
I'll
clearly.
repeat the question. So,
Hmm.
if someone has completed a diploma in electrical engineering, um, can they continue their study in after completing that course? What
I
is the
think what they mean
pathway?
is, what is the academic
What is the
pathway, the
path?
next program,
Yeah,
like you said, for AUT or Griffith. So what are the academic pathways? I think that's what the
that's what
attendees
the
wanted to
question
ask.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think if they're doing diploma with ICA, what I'm really interested in to know is there are two things. One is whether they've done bachelor's in their home country, or are they coming after their diploma in home country and then doing 240 credits level 7 program with ICA. Now the beauty of the course is almost all the students, they don't choose study pathway after our course because it's a high demand course. If you look at Occupation Outlook published data, which is published by the government body, the radar of from good to very good to excellent, you'll see the civil electrical are actually in the highest demand region, even based on Occupation Outlook. So the employers want more people. They are like, we will sponsor their study, but we need people. So they may need additional certifications or whatever. But generally, they don't need to do their masters or whatever. And probably this was a very, very good and important question, because that's where Immigration Advisors New Zealand team, which is Vandana ji and her team and Priyanka, will tell the student why this course can fit into their career succession planning. And they need not necessarily invest in further learning, especially from undergrad to PG is a different case. But after level 7, less likely there's a need to study more. But if they want to, then we are in talking terms with University of Waikato. But realistically, these graduates are so successful, they may not study necessarily before they achieve the residency pathway,
Yeah.
in
I'll
my view.
add on here. Yeah,
Right.
I'll add on here. A lot of these students, when they complete a qualification and then they get a job which is on the green list or through any other pathway, they meet the residence requirement. We've seen a lot of our clients getting their residence and then moving on and studying as a domestic student. So that really saves a lot of money for them. So that could also be an option if that is what meets your requirement. Yeah. Over to you, Priyanka.
Great, thank you. So, just to add to what Namit answered right now, just the next following question to it. are there job opportunities after completing a diploma in electrical engineering? You did mention there are job opportunities. So if you could just answer, what kind of job opportunities can a person take up after completing diploma in electrical engineering? That would be great. Yeah.
So generally, our students get into electrical engineering technician zone, and there are reasons for that. Your actual engineers is something which is highly demanding, and you need to have a lot of skill sets and registration, etc. Also, remember, if you're an engineer, even like related to civil or related to electrical, and even if you've done diploma in electrical, civil, or mechanical, you still can take RPL or you can still study our program. So bachelor is not the only prerequisite. You need to study at least 2 years diploma in your home country to be eligible for our program. From job perspective, the last time I'd seen, they needed 4,900 immediately. So, but the problem is, probably Vandana ji can talk a bit more on that. The people coming from overseas, it's very hard for them to apply direct jobs. And then they have to work with the justification, like, why are you hiring directly? So that process is very cumbersome. It's very hard. So ICA gives you a great, excellent platform. We have excellent team. Himani she's done her MBA from University of Waikato as well. So we have a very good industry pathway manager to support our students and fill the gap of those published jobs. And also remember, I think Priyanka and Vandana would know, and Arthur can talk about this. Most of the jobs, 70% of the jobs run through referral. So jobs can be created in New Zealand. The industry is small. The actual business owners or businesses are small scale. So 60 to 70% are running through referral, which means they may not be published. So 4,900 are just published jobs, but there are many more, maybe double, which are unpublished, and we find the pathway through ICA platform, especially industry project, and then the practical industry experience project, which students do in class. And then they, like Mustafa said, they go to the sector, they do their research or work with the industry and come back. So it's embedded in our program that the students are bound to find the job and their work readiness during their study.
If I could just add to that, Namit, just briefly, the idea is that we want to expose you to the experience of working and being in a team environment in a workplace, so that you can build relationships and show and perhaps excite the employer to look at you as being a solution for their business. Right? So the idea is very simple, is that the more that you are exposed to employers, the more that you build relationships in the workplace, the more chance you are of achieving an employment role.
Thank you, Arthur, and thank you, Namit. So, yes, basically, everyone needs to, build on their networking. That would definitely help you get more and more, close to the employers, if that's what you were trying to convey, Namit. So, yes, moving on to our next question. The next question that we have is, I'm an undergraduate industrial engineer with a 4 years bachelor's degree from Nepal. So what would be the best option for me now? Is it master's degree in electrical engineering, which is a 1 year course of 120 credits, or graduate diploma in engineering technology, a 1 year level 7 course? So, Namit, would you be able to take that question?
Yes, absolutely. He's done electrical engineering bachelor's.
Right.
In Nepal, is it 4 years? Or 5 years?
Industrial engineer, 4 years bachelor's degree from
Bachelor's
Nepal.
degree. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So for someone who's done bachelor's, there are quite a few options. One is graduate diploma, which is slightly expensive. On an average, it would be $32,000. With ICA, if he asks for the offer of place, for the full 240 credits, we're looking at about $8,000 to $10,000 worth of scholarship. On the higher side, you're looking at about 24,500 New Zealand dollars for the cost of the program initially. Then I don't know about masters. I haven't heard 120 in engineering. I don't think he'll get cross credits, so it's less likely he can do masters in 1 year. It could potentially be PG, but again, there are some things that he need to find out about PG and masters option. And level 7, whether it's graduate diploma, our program, 240 credits. Vandana ji can talk about PSW and green list pathway, which should serve his purpose. And we, as I said, we have special price up to 31st December, even for Nepal market. So he can avail our program in electronic and telecommunications. I think that would be a good option for him.
Right. Thank you. So since you did mention about the promotional price, we do have the next question, which is in sync with what you said. So promotional price is valid for anyone who applies for offer in 2023, be it from any nationality, from any country, and it will be valid for course start date in 2024?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
We do have some special scholarship options for students coming from Philippines, Nepal, Sri Lanka. So we've done a lot of matrix calculation, and then we want to support students across the world. So please contact Immigration Advisors New Zealand to actually find out what exactly is the pricing you get after scholarship, after your RPL assessment. So we do recognize their prior learning based on which we offer scholarship and the pricing.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Namit. So the next question we have is, what subjects are covered in a diploma in electrical engineering curriculum?
Sure. So I think that is a long question because I can share the presentation with Team Immigration Advisors New Zealand. Specifically, they spoke about which one, Priyanka? Sorry, was it civil
Yeah.
or
Electrical.
electrical?
It was electrical.
Yeah. So in electrical, you have mathematics for engineers. So it's a big range. And then you have strand papers, which are related to telecommunications and networks. So you cover right from the from project work to the advanced electronic devices and applications, communication system. If you choose telecommunication and network, then the wireless technology and stuff. I think we also give you a study plan. So when they apply for offer, we give you the study plan of what papers they will study. But we will also send Team Immigration Advisors New Zealand updated information if required. But you guys already have the list of papers. But if they need paper outcomes and stuff, we can provide that too.
Yeah, can
Sure.
I answer this one? We have two
Sure, Dr.
specializations. We have two specialization, as he mentioned through his presentation. One is the control and network and embedded system, then telecommunication. So if you see the first one, the math or whatever, this is general courses. After that, you go to specialization, two strands. We have the network and the another one is telecommunication. So I think he asked about this one. What kind of the specialization of the electrical we offer to them? Yeah.
Okay, so one was network is what you said, and the other one is telecommunication. Is that correct? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Dr.
Can you
Mustafa
share
Inaromir.
Can you share the presentation, Nami? Please. Yeah. Go to the electrical. Yeah. If you see here, this is one telecommunication and networks.
Right.
The second one, this one, electronics and embedded system.
Embedded systems.
Did you see?
Got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you see? This is a strand paper, and this is the another one. This is general. Both of them, they will study this one. But in the after that, the level 7, we have two specialization. These two. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us a clarification. So the next
My
question
personal favorite is electronic and telecommunication. Just being biased.
So, moving ahead, the next one that we have, what are the entry requirements for a diploma in electrical for somebody from India? So, this question has come from an Indian participant. And how long does it take to complete this course?
Yeah. So generally based on if they've done bachelor's, usually the course duration is 2 years. So anyone who's done diploma, if they've studied for 2 years on fast track, they might be able to finish it in 1.5 years. Based on their assessment, it could be 2 years, it could be even 1 year. But they need to consider the PSW and other things as well, which immigration advisors team can discuss about. Because remember, the prerequisite for our course is not just 10 plus 2. You need to have 10 plus 2, which is high school, plus at least 2 years of diploma, whether it's civil, electrical, or mechanical. So the course duration ranges from 1 year to 2 years, but the fast track course without any RPL, we're looking at 1.5 years to 1.5 years, which is pretty fast considering the fact that it's a level 7 240 credits course with high demand. And we've had direct communication with Immigration New Zealand. Arthur and me are doing direct communication with Immigration New Zealand, and they have also acknowledged that our courses are high demand courses.
Okay, thank you.
Correct
Thank you
me
for
if I'm
answering
wrong,
that.
Arthur.
Pardon?
Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I would not correct you, Nami.
Yeah, can I add something for this one also? Because as he mentioned, we have a cross credit. So who has completed his bachelor, and I think is the bachelor in electrical or any other specialization related to the electrical, he able to get the cross credit for 1 year. So he need to study for 1 year. Normally our 1 year, if you look to this one, the curriculum, we have 12 papers. So this 1 year he need to sit for 6 papers. We give the 6 paper cross credit, and he needs to complete the other 6 papers. This is for bachelor, just the bachelor background. For diploma, 2 years diploma, we give the three courses, 3 papers as a course credit. So he need to complete the 9 courses. Total courses for our program is 12 papers. So who is completed diploma, he needs to sit for 9 papers.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for giving us a clarity on the cross credits or RPL for diploma and bachelor courses. Yes,
Can I
that's
add
something
some,
that will.
Priyanka, can I add
Yes.
someone for those who are not able to finish their bachelor's degree? And we can also accept those who are in the working in the industry for 5 years, and then we can give them 2 years of for electrical engineering or civil engineering. So we can welcome them to study or finish their engineering course with ICA. So we don't limit the course to those who are bachelor's degree or diploma holders. We also welcome those who are in the industry for 5 years. And
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it's
Great.
it's
Thank you for
according
touch
to
base.
this one. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
sorry. According to his question, the 12 years not accepted to our program. 10 years secondary school, or he is coming from direct secondary school, not accepted. He should be complete level 5 certificate, and something is in the India called trade certificate. This is we give him 2 years, and either diploma and bachelor. But who is coming from the high school is not accepted for our program.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you for mentioning it. And thank you, Flo, for adding that bit where you did mention about even work experience would be considered while giving cross credits. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. Great. Thank you.
yes, yes.
Thank you, Flo. So the next one that we have, the question is, okay, my question is to the LIA. What are the chances for visa refusal if I opt for a category 2 rated college? Yes.
Okay, I'll answer that. Yeah, okay.
Sure.
So every application which Immigration New Zealand assess, that is decided on its own merit. And if I give you a brief on what is Category 2 and what is NZQA, NZQA is New Zealand Qualification Authority, which does place performance of non-university providers in one of the four provider categories. And if I explain what is Category 2, so Category 2 is when NZQA believes and the provider gets too confident judgments or a highly confident judgment in self-assessment and a confident judgment in educational performance. So no way that the application would be declined if it's a Category 2 provider. The application will be decided on its own merit. So if you have a need in your life to study, if you genuinely intend to study the program, if you are a bona fide student, if you have the financial ability to study, you will get a fair decision. So yeah, thanks. Over to you, Priyanka.
Thank you. The next one that we have, what are the short courses I can do to make this qualification more job aligned? Um, would you like to answer that, Namit? I'm sorry, you are on mute.
Yeah, I was actually looking at the ER section, and we were actually rated excellent in how effectively our students supported and involved in their learning experience. So even though it's category 2, from learning experience perspective, our rating is excellent for students. Yeah, and okay, I was distracted on that question. Now, next question. See, the excitement is quite a lot, so my whole team is talking to the students. Sorry, go ahead
Right.
with the question again, if you can rephrase.
And we appreciate that. Yeah. So, Namit, I'll ask the question again. What are the short courses I can do to make this qualification more job aligned?
I don't think you need any. Why would you need short courses when a course outcome itself is in high demand? So if I ask myself, in MBA, or if you're doing digital marketing, or if you're doing something in healthcare, but you want to add some registration related certifications or law, whatever, it's a different sector altogether. But with our program, because the course itself is highly technical, I think they would need soft skills and industry engagement, but that is as long like you don't want us to charge for that, so it's free with us. We have Himani, we have our teachers, we have our team to help them with soft skills, with industry engagement, with recruitment people. Actually, employee or future employee, students or learners need to be prepared for their future, and that's where we invest for free. So I don't think they need to spend more money.
If I could just add to that, I think there's just one very clear point, that the industry experience, the job alignment that you're asking about, will be built into your course. So it'll be part of your course. So you will not have to worry about missing out on job alignment. That is going to be one of our clear, really important things that we want to offer our students.
Yes. And I had a coffee with a lot of students. When I spoke to them, they said what they learned in home country was not practical enough. And that is why in home country, they had to do a lot of additional registrations and certificate. And even the AutoCAD and other software designs, they had to take training for that separately, learn and understand those systems. But over here, as Arthur said, it's embedded in your program itself. So it's a real value course, which leads to real value outcomes. Yeah, and again, I just quickly wanted to show everyone, if you can see the screen, our rating for students supported and involved in the learning process was excellent. Just to make my point clear.
So Priyanka, I do see a lot of questions which are still open and not answered, and we are getting closer to the closing time. So feel free to pick up the important questions and we'll go quickly answering them. And to the attendees, if you're not able to answer your questions live, we will make sure that we get back to you and provide you the clarifications. Over to you, Priyanka.
Sure, thank you. And yes, as you rightly said, as we are heading towards the end of our webinar, I would quickly pick up a few questions. So the next question that we have is, does this diploma lead to electrical service technician registration and further opportunity for electrical engineer registration with EWRB? Can any one of you answer that?
Yeah, can
Priyanka,
answer this one.
yeah.
Yeah, actually, most of our students graduated from electrical. They apply for license. This one, so they need NZ license, and all of them within 1 week they get this license. So most our
Okay.
electrical graduated is registration. Yeah, but they have to go through this one, the 1 week I think registration
Mhm.
through the NZ engineering. And most of our graduated students work with this registration license.
All right, great. Thank you. So the next one is the promotional price or scholarship? Is it the promotional price or the scholarship that you're offering?
Scholarship.
So that would be termed as scholarship, right? Okay, okay. And that is only applicable for 2023 because later they would be increasing the prices for these programs. Right.
Yes.
So is there your office in Sri Lanka,
I
Namit?
think
Well,
that's for us.
immigration advisors.
Yeah. So I'll
Yeah.
answer that. So we do have a lot of clients from Sri Lanka, and we do have our team based in Sri Lanka, and to support the clients in their time zone. So do get in touch. We will provide you the support that you need in your time
And
zone.
I would also want to add that in Sri Lanka, because the approval rate issue is very big, most of the agents have low approval rates. Immigration Advisors New Zealand is one of our key consultants. Perhaps we don't have many. So they have very high approval rate, and most of our Sri Lankan students come from Immigration Advisors New Zealand.
Thank you so
So,
much, Namit. I appreciate that feedback. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
that only means we will have a lot more. So that's good.
No, I believe we do have a lot of clients from Sri
Sri
Lanka,
Lankan.
highly skilled, and we
Yes,
see
highly skilled.
them being successful in their own field.
Yes,
So we're
yes.
really happy to support their applications.
And that is why we actually have special price for Sri Lanka, because I understand economy of all the entire world, and then we do the matrix around it, and then we plan the scholarships. So for Sri Lankan students, we may continue to do some special pricing compared to many other countries. And I think the approval rate for Sri Lanka has been low, but with Immigration Advisors New Zealand, I don't even remember a single rejection while working with them for a decade. So it's a very good platform for those students who are listening to this event.
Thank you, Namit. So the next one that we have, I'll take this last question. Could you please elaborate on the practical component of these courses?
Yeah, maybe Mustafa wants to add to that.
Yeah. So we have different kind of the experiment for the electrical and civil engineering. Most of the actually courses who needs this one use the experiment, so the practical items with us. Mechanical also, we have some of the machines actually, especially for sensors and actuators. We use this one also in the experiment. Yeah.
Okay.
So
All
we have
right.
a practical, yeah. So we have a practical, and also we can send the students, as we mentioned in the beginning. I mentioned that we have the research field, and in the final project also the students should be apply the practical to their projects.
Okay. Thank you. So thank you, Dr. Mustafa. So with this, we will be concluding to our today's session. That was our last question. So all the people, participants whom your answer may not have been, I'm sorry, your question may not have been answered over here. I would request you all to please write to our email address, which is contact@nzimmigration.info, and we would be able to answer your questions. So with that, we would now conclude our today's session. So thank you all of you for sharing your insights around the programs. And thank you, ma'am, for letting us know about the pathway and the post-study work visa. And so would you like to add the last few words before we end the session?
Yeah, no, I believe these are highly specialized programs, and for students who are wanting to get into New Zealand, see what the residence pathway is, definitely this will offer a pathway which will lead to good employment opportunities and a potential pathway to residence. So do consider if these are the skill gaps that you have in your current profile, and this is what you are wanting to add on to your skill set. Definitely we'll be happy to support your application, and we'll be happy to assist in whichever way possible. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So with this, thank you, everyone. And thank you for today's session. Thank you, Team International College of Auckland. Thank you.
Thank you, New Zealand
Bye.
Thank you.
Immigration Advisors.
Thank you.
Thank you,
you.
Team IANZ, and thank you,
Arigato.
Priyanka.